All right, ladies and gentlemen, sorry there. We had some technical issues for the start of the game. Let me run through what happened. Morlang and Latch went for the centre draw. Ball was won up by Morlang, grabbed by Theo Quast, though, after the direct from Morlang. Runs the ball down, gets it to Georgia Latch up top. Latch drives, draws a free space. Call, free position shot, huge save. Bree Hussey, ball heads back the other way. Stacey Morlang clears, sends it up, and after a missed fire from Hayley Stefanos, shot was backed up, and the opening goal of the 2021 season was just scored by Newport Ladies. As we're back at the centre now. Quick reset there of the sticks as Latch and Morlang face off again. Morlang, one of a few new returning additions to the Newport side, who are a little bit of a new look since the 2019 finals, as is Footscray. Newport bringing back Loyola Lacrosse Hall of Famer Stacey Morlang, as well as former Loyola star Marley Payton, and another Australian standout in the past, Lindsay Payton as well. So 3 former Australian stars back in now for Newport. As we've got just a bit of a kerfuffle here as we set up for a centre draw. But on the other side of the game, with some veterans coming back for Newport, Footscray have another Australian superstar in their ranks. I don't believe she missed a game, but Sarah Mollison is back after an ACL tear. So she is back in the game now, which is a massive regain for Footscray, having one of the more decorated or most decorated Australian players back in their ranks. At the other side of things, though, they've got a few collegiate players overseas, so there's some new players up in the State League ranks for Footscray, as they've currently got Bonnie Yu and Steph Kelly playing at St. Joe's in the States. Steph Kelly recently became their all-time leader in career assists, taking over from Beck Lane, who is another Footscray player who was the former record holder there. Bonnie Yu joined her this year as a freshman. They've also got 2 players over at the University of Mount Olive in North Carolina, Emily Prentice and Lucinda Brewer. So a lot of Footscray talent is overseas, which obviously makes for a tough time back home there as they go to the goal and score on that one. Just trying to see which number it was that scored. I think it was Theo Quast there, number 23, who put that one away. And Footscray level the score at 1-1. So some of the younger players for Footscray, they've got Abby Yu, Ebony Norman, and then Jessie Carolyn Vandenberg. So 3 young guns coming up for Footscray, with a bit more of an experienced Newport side. Few younger players for Newport though, with Shaylee Stringer, Alicia Walker, and Cass White, all coming up out of the junior ranks in out of the last season or 2. Ball's with Marley Payton now. She sends it up to Stacey Morlang. Across the top, shot there. Don't think Paige McGibbon got a great look at it, but was in good position and came up with the stick save there as Morlang used the screen there to turn off and shoot. Mollison sends it in for Latch. Latch has Sasha Polnich chasing her down. Hand off there, and it's Taylor Cometto behind now. Ball up to Sarah Mollison, and Abby Yu across the top with it. She's got Shani Brady guarding her, pushes the call there. Abby unsure about the self-start, looking to the umpire for guidance. Umpire staring back at her, and Abby decides to self-start eventually, so there we go. Ball up top now with Sarah Smith. She's got Rachel Kirshheimer guarding her. Smith sends it up to Mollison. High pass, though. Won't make it out of bounds by the looks of things. Stacey Morlang comes up with it there, rolls back down, looks in field, and gets it to Marley Payton now. Payton with the ball driving down the lane. Theo Quast comes to defend there. Payton gets by one, can't get by the second. There's a flag on the play there, which is the same as a delayed whistle out of the men's game. But if play is ended by the attacking side with a shot, the flag is off. If the ball is either carried out or just put down or passed, the play ends there, and they'd get that free position shot. So, sort of a bit of a tough one sometimes when you're already in traffic and that flag goes up, but Payton's shot wide of the mark, and Newport back with the ball now after the backup. Hayley Stefanos with it. Up top, looking for Rachel Kirshheimer. Couldn't get it to go. Shot wide of the mark. A pass wide of the mark, I should say. Sasha Polnitz with the ball now. Sends it down for Stefanos. Stefanos has Mollison guarding her. Drive down the lane, the lefty shot, big one, gets over the shoulder of McGibbon. And the score is 2-1 as Newport go ahead.
All right, Tim, I'm back on board. Just
there we go.
We're trying to iron out some technical kinks. Unfortunately, we missed the start of this game. It was a great goal from Hayley Stefanos to kick us off, but hopefully we're up and firing now. What are your thought of the first 10 minutes of this contest?
It's been about what I expected. Obviously, it's the interesting matchup with the slightly more experienced, older Newport unit coming through against the core of the Footscray side, which has been similar now for the past couple of years. Obviously, Footscray, some young players overseas who are missing from the lineup, and that's a big one for them. But for a rematch of the last grand final, it's great to see so far as Lindsay Payton drives and scores there. But I think the just some composure and firepower that's come back into this Newport side, while Footscray have had some depth taken from their ranks just because of that success of their players at the college level. It's been a good start, but probably about what I was expecting, I think, coming out of this one. But a lot of these sides, a lot of players from these sides have been involved in the Australian program through the last month, so they will have been training, almost as hard as if they were in season for quite a while now. So a lot of these players will be coming incredibly sharp after a long break from regular season gameplay. As we've just got a timeout here on play, but it's been an interesting one. But again, a lot of these players sort of coming through the Australian program at the moment. And it just means that they're coming out of a long break with a number of players who are in, mid-season or later form, and then a few who are coming out after that long break. So I think we'll see a little bit of maybe a disconnect there between some of the players, although with two teams of this calibre, don't expect it to be much of a jump from the top to the bottom. In the centre now, it will be Morlang again for Newport and Latch for Footscray, as Newport lead 3-1 early, although with the firepower Footscray have, don't be surprised if they get that lead cut down and close the gap pretty promptly. A lot of talent in this Footscray unit. I think a quick start from Newport is not fully telling of the calibre of the teams. Ball popped high. Latch knocks it forward for herself. Comes up with a ground ball, but she's got Patton chasing her. I think just a bump across the body there as Payton looks for the check. Latch self-start. Just a bit of hesitation on those. I think we're going to see a lot of that through the early parts of the season, especially in the lower divisions of the women's game, as people just try and work out exactly where the limits are on the self-start, how far the defender has to be back, or if they're just moving in the right direction, whatever it is. I think it'll be an interesting one to see how well teams can get used to and capitalise on that change there. As we see Shani Brady guarding closely behind goal there. Ball's passed on, and it's Theo Quast with it now. She's got Payton on her. Check across the front. Latch comes up with it now. Latch with a double team. Does a great job getting out from pressure. Back up to Quast now. Quass up top has Morlang watching her. Peyton came out on that one, decided against it. Didn't send the double fully there as Newport switched through to get some matchups lined up. Flag on the play. There we go. So on that one, as opposed to the Newport flag earlier we saw, where there's the delayed whistle. Again, for those of you watching along at home who may not be as familiar, as Theo Quass pulled the ball back out of the fan, the whistle goes and it's a free position shot, as opposed to the one at the other end where Newport took it to the cooker and had the shot after the flag. Great shot there. Ebony Norman gets the quick stick from Quass. I think Hussey got a piece of it, but that jump shot there just trickled over the top of her stick and found the top corner there. Great little move from Norman to find the ball and Quass to find Norman. (2-3) the score. Newport leading by 1 early here in our first game in a long time. First game of the first round for the State League season. In the women's, we just saw Footscray take on Williamstown in the men's side of things. Williamstown getting the win in overtime. And it's Latch and Morlang back at the centre now. Break there. Leanne McGibbon there, the umpire, seeing, the exact opposite of what I saw. Looked to me like the ball left Latch's stick as she moved early on that one, but awarded the ball there. So we've got Danelle Mollison with the ball behind, and she's guarded by Shani Brady there. Sends it up the line for Quass there. Up to Latch now. Sending it into the middle there. Sarah Smith with it. Gets through traffic and the bounce shot goes past Hussey there. Scores a level 3-3 after that one. Great individual move there by Sarah Smith through traffic to get her stick free and find the back of the net.
Tell you what, it's early, Tim, but I think we're in for a ring-a-ding-ding here. It's unfortunately the Women's State League competition only has the 4 teams in it, but when you get to see these teams battle out 5 or 6 times a year, that's not necessarily a bad thing to say. It's just, in sporting context, these two sides going at it, it's some of the best sport I think you'll see. It's just one of the fiercest rivalries, isn't it?
Absolutely. I think if you look at the ranks of the Australian women's teams in the past decade or more, we see a lot of those faces here in this game tonight. And then, going back further than that, you've got Newport, who have been in every State League final for the past, I think, 100 or 50 years or whatever it is now. Might be more like 40, but it's these two teams have been at the top, and for the last couple of years, it's been an amazing back and forth between them. Just a great showing in terms of the young wave of talent coming through Footscray and the slightly more veteran ranks of Newport early on here. Quass now facing off against Hussey on the free position shot there. Great low one by Quass. Gets 5-hole for Hussey, who just didn't get a read on that one by the looks of things. Great finish there.
All right, so I found an article from 2016, Tim. So it said that Newport was in their 43rd grand final in 2016. So if you add 3 more to that,
yeah,
so that gives us 46. Apologies 46. If we've undersold anyone from Newport, but if our maths does us right, that's where we're at. It's a pretty impressive effort.
Yeah, and as far back as I'm remembering for recent years, it's been Footscray and Newport in all of the all those State League finals. So yeah, again, it's the two top sides, in the women's side in for my thinking in Australia, with several of just the best players in the world doing what they do best out there at the moment.
And we're just saying Georgia Latch putting some of her skills on display. Another one of our players that's soon to head off to America, signed with Loyola, I believe. So,
absolutely.
It's exciting times for everyone in our women's program, and it's fantastic to see a young player who'd come through the ranks and worked so hard rewarded for her efforts.
Yeah, absolutely. It's whistle on the play there, so not sure what's going on. I think a check to the head was the signal I've just seen. So we'll have a yellow there. But two porters out there. Stacey Morlang, who I said earlier is in the Loyola Hall of Fame, and then Marley Payton, who is a at least an all-conference player at Loyola there, former Greyhound star, with Latch, who is a future Greyhound star. Very exciting. The head coach out there, Jen Adams, of Lacrosse Australia fame, or Australian lacrosse fame. First ever winner of a Tuaradin Award from the women's side. One of 3 times an Australian's won it on the ladies' side of NCAA lacrosse as we get to quarter time there. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back with second quarter action here at Footscray Lacrosse Club. And we're back for some second quarter action here at Angliss Reserve. And Footscray Lacrosse Club, I should say, as Footscray Lacrosse Club, are hosting the opening round of the State League Women's season here for Lacrosse Victoria in 2021. And pretty awesome of Footscray to put the live stream on as well as hosting the Friday Night Lights tonight. Just gives everyone a chance to whet their appetite for lacrosse as the rest of the State League opening rounds, or the rest of the opening round of State League takes place tomorrow and Sunday. And then the rest of Lacrosse Victoria's competition kicks off on next weekend. So exciting times here, though, at Angliss Reserve.
Yeah, I'll get back to just what you were saying, Tim, when we've just got a bit of a lull in play. We're just about to get this second quarter underway.
Kirshheimer now in the centre for Newport as Quast comes up with a ground ball, gets through the double team of White and Kirshheimer and sends the ball in for Georgia Latch. Latch, great roll. The double, I should say, comes as Brady and White come after her. Flag on the play there. And offside will be the call there against Newport. Ball now with Theo Quast. Sends it on to Sarah Mollison. Quast and Mollison, former Maryland Terrapins. Big save there, Hussey, as Sarah Smith's shot goes high. Hussey was able to get a piece of that one. It batted it over the goal there and back up by Newport.
Yeah, so just what you were saying before, Tim, about the Friday Night Lights and the live stream. Obviously, first lacrosse matches back in Victoria since September in 2019. As a committee, we we decided that early on we've got these new lights, and we had some groundworks go under last year. We figured a Friday night 2 grand final rematches would be the perfect way to welcome lacrosse back to Victoria, and for those that couldn't make it, thanks Tim for coming down and commentating, and helping myself out with the live stream. It's just added that extra dimension to seeing lacrosse back, and it's a celebration really of our great sport. That we've waited so long to see that it's finally back in front of us.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just exciting times for all involved, I think, regardless of who you're watching. I was looking around the sidelines at the first game, and there was a lot of clubs represented. It wasn't just Footscray and Williamstown fans down and hanging on into this second game, which was quite delayed. There's still fans from plenty of lacrosse clubs around. It's not just Newport and Footscray fans. So I think there's just that excitement building, and this has been the perfect way to sort of get everyone ready for the season to kick off. Whoever they're supporting in the regular season, it's a great way to come down and just enjoy some sensational lacrosse on a Friday night now.
Definitely.
Taylor Cometto there with the ball, sends it on to Hayley Stefanos now, who is in possession on the near side. She's got Stacey Wright watching her. Quick change of direction there, and Stefanos looks to drive from behind, turns the corner, shot, and gets it by McGibbon there. Great move from Hayley Stefanos. Similar to what we saw in the last game from Ed Pike in that little dodge from X, quick little redirect as we have a timeout from Newport. But that quick little redirect from behind, and then as Hayley Stefanos turns the corner, she's dangerous if she can have her hands free. Generally pushing wide and looking for that outside shot. She, obviously can drive inside, but has that power and range on her shot. And just a pretty dynamic scorer there in that sense. 4-4, and we've got another quick timeout there. Or maybe not another quick timeout, but a quick timeout there from Newport as they just look to discuss there. Stacey Morlang is player coaching for Newport, so I think just trying to get that on-field communication balanced with the off-field stuff is always a bit of a balancing act for coaches. If you've ever tried player coaching, I highly disrecommend it. It's just more of a headache than you'd like, but I'm sure Footscray happy to have the chat as well and just make sure their plan is still going accordingly. Although after a hot start from Newport, Footscray did a great job fighting their way back into it to level the score, and we are at 4-4 now. Both sides looking very sharp offensively. Neither side's defense has really been making as much of a statement. I think it's been more of an offensive show. Not to discredit the defense. I think they've just been some stronger matchups offensively than defensively. But both sides looking the business on the attacking side of things and great through the midfields. Both goalies seeing some action early on. Kirshheimer in the centre with Latch again. Ball played high. Theo Quast got the stick to it, but it's knocked loose by Marley Payton. Payton comes up with the ground ball. She's got Latch chasing her now. Turns down the lane. Almost used the umpire as a pick there, and we've got a call there. Payton didn't break her stride. I think Quast was thinking she would have had to, even on the self-start, as Jane White takes that one from Payton and puts it in the back of the net. Bit of frustration there from Theo Quast. I'm in agreement with her. I think the player has to at least stop their run. I don't think the self-start is a continuation of playing an advantage call. I think it's a stop, get back to the mark, and then as soon as you're back there, you can take off again. Is my understanding of the play. But again, as I was saying early on, I think there's going to be a lot of just sort of growing pains there as we see these new rules coming into play with players now allowed to pass through the rear of the goal crease. We've got self-starts, we've got movement off ball, we've got the removal of the 15-metre fan. There's quite a few changes, and I think just as we get used to that, obviously after a year of no lacrosse, it'll be interesting to see how all those changes take effect. But, exciting to see changes in the game, hopefully making it more of a dynamic sport, a bit faster to watch, and always a good thing if it can be more exciting for fans to watch and, more supporters can get involved. Danelle Mollison and Rachel Kirshheimer in the centre there. We've got a whistle on the play. break on the restraining line there, and it's going to be Footscray ball as...
It's a little bit of confusion out there.
That. Yes, I think the confusion there was whether the ball goes to the restraining line where the break happens, or it just it stops where the ball was when the whistle was blown. So I think just players trying to work out exactly what's going on there. Great roll from Latch there as the slide comes. Free space is the call there. I think Cometto thought she arrived at the player as she came across the front of her. I thought it looked good just in the angle she came in on from here, but obviously the umpire has a better line of sight than I do. But a bit of a tough one there when you're trying to slide to a player and you can't cross into free space as you're arriving at them. You sort of have to arrive at the side, and then once you're on them, you can then get in front of them and direct them aside. But here we are. Latch with the shot, and she has a cannon on her if she can get her hands free. Draws some contact and dunks that one over the top of Brie Hussey. Great finish there from Latch after that one.
For all concerned listeners and watchers, just had a message from Lucas Parsons-Quintia from our men's game earlier. Unfortunately had a bit of a head knock and had to get taken off in an ambulance. He said that he's all good. He hasn't gotten up yet, but he's with the doctor now, and he's been watching the live stream. So, Lucas, if you're watching, we love you, mate, and hope you're well. And hopefully the docs look after you and you're all good.
I'll see you at conditioning testing on Sunday, Lucas. I expect you'll be there in fighting shape. Back to the centre now, but no, good news that Lucas is all right. I think everyone here was worried, and again, you sort of hope in things like that it's going to be an overreaction and we're being a bit overcautious, but you just can't risk it when a head injury isn't concerned. So great to hear that Lucas is doing well, and we're underway now. Sarah Smith with the ball. She's guarded by Rachel Kirsheimer. Smith carries down the near side. Kirsheimer watching her closely, sends it up top now. Theo Quast with the ball, gets it to Jessie Carolyn Vandenberg. Norman across now to Quast. Quast with Cometto guarding her. Looks to drive down the line, gets her hands inside, can't quite get the angle. Took the shot, tricky / risky one there. Hussey does a great job covering her pipe. She's a righty, so it was really very small angle there against the Australian keeper. But Newport come up with it now. Stefanos with the ball, carrying down the line. She's got Stacey Wright watching her. Gets it inside for Morlang now. Morlang behind. Favourable matchup there. They'll look for the switch, though, as Elise Hussey comes through there. So we've got no goal is the call there, so free space on that one. I think the whistle came from the trailing umpire, who had the side on it, obviously, as Elise steps down to shoot. Found a lane and put it away, but again, unlike the flags on plays, when it's a safety thing, they don't have the flag, they don't delay the whistle. They'll stop play there because obviously a dangerous shot's a yellow card, so if you've got something in your free space, in theory, shooting would hit them. So it's hard to know on that one, but we have a goal there from Elise Hussey, and we've got a whistle for a check to the head. I'm not sure. Oh, there we go. It was Esther Lavelle. So I'm not sure who it was, whether it was Hussey after the shot, on the way to the cage there. But Esther Lavelle caught for that one. And again, for those of you who may not be as familiar with the women's side of the game, even if it's like an incidental contact to the head, any check to the head is a yellow. So just one of those things, especially when you're in traffic in the fan there. It's a tough one. Looks like it was, there you go, the check to the head after the goal.
Yep.
So Newport start with the ball. Ooh. Had a whistle there. I think there was an extra ball on the field. Umpire had to sort that out. So a few stoppages to play with a bit of confusion early on, but both sides have been looking the goods so far. All right, so just getting the midfielders of each side into play. Some offside maybe there. I'm not sure exactly what was going on as Marley Payton stings the top corner there and bounces that one in off the pipe. But, yeah, there we go. So 2 quick goals by Newport, converting on the extra player opportunity there, as both of these sides have been firing well tonight. Not giving McGibbon much of a look early on. The Newport players have really been shooting for corners early on. Hussey's come up with a few saves, but even she's been really under the pump with both of these sides just shooting incredibly well early on in the game, which is exciting to see unless you're a goalie. Neither side able to come up with it yet. Ball popped into the air by Nellie Mollison, who comes up with it now. Great work just getting the control of that loose ball there. And Danelle Mollison is a magician with her stick. Just some of the stuff she can do is pretty phenomenal as she comes up with that one there. Latch has it now. Whistle on the play and just getting everyone back into position. Again, just a bit of a change up between the... Sorry about that slight delay there. Quas, great lefty shot on that one, but saved by Hussey. Too much mustard on the clear, and it's Hayley Stefanos chasing it to the near sideline. Great one-handed ground ball. Sarah Mollison coming in to defend, though, and Newport look to set things off. I think if Bree Hussey was a shooter, she would have a cannon on her. She has a mile-long clear on that one, and that one overthrown as Stacey Morlang launches a shot from deep there. But great save on that one, and just looking to get that quick clearing action there from Hussey after the shot from Quas. Again, I think just maybe some angles issues early on. I think they've just given Hussey some good looks in terms of low-angle shots, and as a goalie, if you can get a few saves early on, it's a really big boost psychologically. And especially when you're playing good position, if you've got a good angle on the shot, as Marley Payton has excellent angle on that one as she puts it by. I think if you've got a good angle on your shot as a goalie, it just gives you a great chance to make some comfortable saves and get yourself in the game early on. So quick redirect and restart there, and Marley Payton, great job capitalising as Newport go up 8-5. We saw a run like this, though, in the first quarter, and Footscray came back roaring with a levelling the game early on. So don't be surprised if Footscray come charging back into this one as Newport get up by 3 now. Some late night lacrosse for all of you at home who are still watching. 10 o'clock, and we're not quite at half time yet, but we'll get there as fast as we can. It's just a bit of a tough one. Obviously, the delay to the men's game due to the medical timeout just meant that it was pushed well back, and a bit of a tough start if you're one of these women's players who was waiting for their game, and it went from having a start time to being, well, we'll start when the other game's over. So tough one for them to try and get themselves ready for the game mentally before they start their warm-up, but both of these sides have come out looking mid-season sharp early on, which is very exciting. I hope for the viewers at home, it's very exciting for the viewers here at Footscray Lacrosse Club, who, again, have done an awesome job getting the this first round up and streamed. Stacey Morlang and Georgia Latch in the centre now. Ball played forward there. Jane White and Sarah Smith went at it. I thought one of them came up with it, but it was knocked forward to the stick of Stacey Morlang, who was coming in from the other direction. So Newport come up with the ball. Marley Payton drives down the lane. Flag on the play, but Payton goes to goal and puts it in the back of the net.
Starting to put on a clinic, Marley Payton.
Yeah,
really
look,
turning the Jets on.
You can see why she played for the Australian women's senior side as a junior and then had a very successful college career. She's what folks in the industry would call handy. I've been lucky enough or unlucky enough to have some shooting sessions with Marley Payton shooting on me, and she definitely made me feel like I had a whole lot to learn as a goalie. So I definitely feel for Paige McGibbon at the moment, but I'm sure Newport are more than happy to have number 25 finding the back of the net for them, as she has been so far. Morlang and Latch straight back at it in the centre now. Low one there, just popped above head height, which is all it needs to be in the centre. Loose ball check there on Morlang, who was coming after Latch on that one, who trips and falls to the ground. So I think on that one, obviously the loose ball check, unlike in the men's game where there's the off ball contact is all right, as long as you're in proximity to the ball. That one there, that first check that dislodged the ball was all good. The second check that hit the empty stick is the one that causes the bother there. So good call there as Latch plays on there. Obviously, again, just I was talking about the how people will adapt to the self-start call after a bit of annoyance at the self-start early on in the game. Latch capitalises there where she just continues her run down through X as Danelle Mollison has the ball now. Sarah Mollison on the near side now with it. Up to Naomi Lane. Onto Danelle Mollison. Stacey Wright with the ball now. Onto Jessie Carolyn Vandenberg. Mollison has Shani Brady come out guarding her. Turns for the lefty. Sasha Polnitz comes out to defend there. Check to the head was the call there. From here it looked like possibly through the bubble, but didn't look quite that bad. But again, obviously it's hard to tell when the angles are different. Danelle Mollison though with the free position shot here. Big save, Hussey. I think Danelle Mollison just dropped her stick a little early on that release. Hussey had her stick down low, ready for that save before the ball was released. So good read there by the goalie, but I think just making it a little bit easier for her on the side of things as Hayley Stefanos' shot goes just high of the mark. I should say Hayley Stefanos Plum. So we've just seen her husband playing in the last game of the night when Footscray took on Williamstown. Looking to find Marley Payton on the crease there. Pass just wide of the mark, but Payton's able to chase it down now. She's got Stacey Wright watching her. Up now to Lindsay Payton, the older sister of the pair. Stefanos looks to drive across the top, sends it behind to Morlang. Carried out wide now. Payton with the ball. She's got Latch watching her. Stefanos changes to her left for the shot. McGibbon, good positioning, makes the body save there. Ball picked up by Quass and McGibbon now looking for the clear. Up the middle now. Ball falls just short for Abby Yu, who is under the pump. Pre-checks the call there, and I hate to question umpires, but the new call for an empty stick check is as soon as the stick is in contact with the ball, it is viable for a checking. It used to be that you had to have the ball in your stick in possession before a check could be made, but I think the stick was in contact with the ball when Morlang checked you there. So hard to say, and obviously again it's just everyone getting used to some new rules after a whole year out of the game. But I think we've just had a few more whistles this game than would be lovely, maybe. Quast with the ball now. Great handle there by Naomi Lane, who had Marley Payton coming at her like a cocker spaniel at a pair of socks. Quast drives through, can't keep the ball as she looks for the shot. Ball hits the deck, and it is Hussey who will come up with it. There we go. Offside on Black there. As our volunteer umpire Sarah Mollison's calling downfield. It was the right call. I think everyone was just watching the play in the middle there as someone from Newport wandered across the line there. Umpire's just working out positioning there, and it's going to be near side with Sarah Smith. So again, I think it's where the ball was when the infringement occurred for the offside call there. Bell goes there, and that will bring us to half-time here at Footscray Lacrosse Club. where Newport lead 9-5 in what has been a absolute night of shooter's delight for both of these sides, as we've had some awesome offense from both sides. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back with second half action here at Footscray Lacrosse Club. Alrighty, we're back after the opening draw of the second half was picked up by Georgia Latch and Footscray. We're just having some camera issues here as we navigate the personnel down on the sideline. Danelle Mollison with the ball now. She sends it in for Jessie Carolyn Vandenberg. Nice handle there. Decides against the shot as the angle fades. Sends it behind for Latch. Latch turns the corner. May have just been a little check there on the shot. Just enough that her shot went wide of the mark. Nice defensive effort there. Again, Georgia Latch has a cannon on her, so she can get her hands free. She is dangerous as she turns that corner there for any goalie in the business. Sarah Smith with the ball now. She's guarded behind, turns the corner. Whistle on the play, not sure. Sounds like a crease there. I say sounds like, looks like a crease there. I'm not sure what the whistle for a crease sounds like. Stacey Morlang with the ball now as the turnover comes from Footscray, and just an extension there on the push. I think both sides getting a bit frustrated. Some of the calls, I think the push ones, seemed pretty even both ways. There's been obviously it's just what everyone's used to in terms of practicing and gameplay. But I think just a lot of interpretation calls sort of coming into the game early on, which is a hard one when it is such a close-fought game. You feel like any whistle that doesn't go your way is almost like a personal attack sometimes when it's such a competitive matchup between two dynamic sides like this. I've never tried being dynamic, but I hear it's pretty good. Behind the goal now is Stacey Morlang. She's got Danelle Mollison with her. Turns the corner. Can't get that one on target. Just wide of the mark. Backed up, though, by Newport. Ball behind now with Elise Hussey. Haven't seen a lot from Hussey, but she is a dangerous scorer if she can get her hands free. It's been a lot of Marley Payton tonight for Newport, which I'm sure they're not unhappy with. Stefanos there, fumbles on the cradle while guarded by Esther Lavelle. Great defensive presence there by number 7. Stefanos chasing Latch. Payton there. Balls hit the commentary desk as Payton picks that one up and brings it back into play there. Rachel Kirschheimer with the ball now. Good defensive presence there by Danelle Mollison. Pass knocked down to the ground. It's Payton, Lindsay Payton that is, and Theo Quast going for it there. Contact on the play there. Elise Hussey hit the deck, and then as Kirschheimer came up with it, Kirschheimer appeared to be on her own, and I'm not sure what the whistle was, but it's Footscray ball now. Sarah Smith on the clear there. Marley Payton doing a great job. Sarah Mollison now with it again. First game back for her after being out with an ACL, so just massive for Footscray to have her back, and Sarah Mollison, one of the best in the business, doing it. Sarah Smith now with the ball. Gets it on to Abby Yu. Abby, the younger sister of Bonnie Yu, who's over at St. Joe's University, I think in Pennsylvania, over in the States. Again, a few Australians now have come through that program, and just exciting time. Sorry, a few Footscray superstars have come through that program, and it is just exciting times for them as Sarah Mollison finds the back of the net on that one. Just a textbook shot there. Get the goalie moving right to left and then shoot back to that left corner as the goalie's stepping across, and it's almost impossible to get back there to cover that. But great finish there by Sarah Mollison as she puts Footscray on the board for the first time after a bit of a drought there. Nellie Mollison and Stacey Morlang at the centre now for the draw. Donnell Mollison, a former all-world attacker as an under-19 for Australia. In the centre now, and again, one of the best in terms of just her stick work and stick control, and one of the best in Australia, well, in my opinion. But I'm the guy with the microphone at the moment, so here we go. Morlang comes out with that one. Great handle there as Sarah Smith got a check on it. Somehow managed to keep control there. Driving down now, Esther Lavelle comes out. Good defensive presence there from number 7. Morlang sends it across to Hayley Stefanos. She's guarded by Sarah Mollison, and I think a push will be the call there. Just coming out wide. So out at the floating hash mark there. So just a lane to goal cleared, not the fan cleared. As will be. Shot fake there and a great finish. Just got Sarah Smith across the front there with a little pump fake. McGibbon just dropped her stick a touch and then Stefanos stuck it over her off-stick shoulder. So nice finish there. And you can hear the excitement there from Hayley Stefanos. We had a minute of silence before both games tonight for the legendary Sue Nellie Stefanos. But it's probably big night for Newport, playing their first game without the club legend, but Hayley especially. First game without Sue on the sideline with her clipboard, cheering away. But great to see that Newport looking sharp in their tribute jerseys that they've got for this year, which I'm loving. Not that Footscray aren't looking sharp; they're just not in tribute jerseys. But big off season in the sport. I think just big changes there. Big loss to Australian lacrosse, but I think all the players on the field would be doing Melly proud with their play tonight. Just great effort from both teams here as Stacey Morlang comes out with the ball. Marley Payton now with it. Sends it down the line to Hayley Stefanos. Stefanos looking in for Kirsheimer. Pass just high of the mark. Couldn't get it to go. It's going to go out of bounds. And it'll be Footscray ball there. Kirsheimer may be playing her first game since giving birth to her daughter, as is, I believe, Lindsay Payton will be as well, after first game as a mum. But it's been a few seasons out for Payton. Obviously, Kirsheimer had 2019 as a first season missed. Or 2020, I should say, as a first season missed. But exciting to see, especially in the Australian women's squad. There's a number of players who are balancing, their run at, world lacrosse with motherhood. Stacey Morlang out there, who just threw that check. She's a mum of 3. And with a stick check like that, she's not a mum I'd mess with. Hussey with the ball now. Gets that one up and out to Cass White, who sends it up the line to older sister Jane White. Infield now to Sasha Polnitz, who's not a sister. Well, she is, but just not one of theirs. And Marley Payton now with the ball. The lefty will control. Whistle on the play there. Whistling area there. Umpires just having a quick chat on that one, working out what was going on exactly. But play continues now. Stefanos with the ball there. She's watched closely by Stacey Wright. Pass off the mark there. Maybe just been a bit of a check there. Otherwise, just slightly off balance pass there. But either way, result is the same, and Footscray will take the ball from the end line. Sarah Mollison backed that one up. Sarah Mollison walking it upfield here. Up to McGibbon now. Stefanos heads for the goalie. Ball high of the mark through the middle there. Taylor Cometto comes up with a loose ball, and as numbers arrive at her, she sends it in for Jane White. Jane White handles, gets it across to Polnitz. Polnitz finds Hussey. Hussey for Stringer, can't get it to go. Comes up with a loose ball, though, after it bounced out of her stick initially. With it now is Hayley Stefanos. Across the front for Payton. Payton's shot saved by McGibbon. And we've got an offside call there against Newport. Kometo and Polnitz on the carry up and over. One of them went. Obviously, when you're carrying the ball, you're not looking for the offside. That's the job of the non-ball carriers. But a bit of a tough one there to get that offside call after a great bit of offensive work. Great save though by Paige McGibbon on the way there. Jane White with the ball now. She's got Ebony Norman chasing her. Ebony Norman, one of the young guns for Footscray. And she is hounding Jane White now. White hands off to Taylor Kometo. Kometo into Stefanos, who has Lane watching her. And Stefanos, great finish there. Again, just got her hands free, turns the corner, and then shoots that one sort of mid to high. Mid-low to high, bit of a rise on that one. Tough as a goalie. When the attacker drops their stick, you drop your stick with theirs generally. And as Stefanos rips that one back up into the upper third of the net, just a hard one for McGibbon to get back across to her off-stick side. And the score is 11-6, Newport's way. Change from the grand final of 2 seasons ago, when Footscray came out with the win. Newport looking comfortable at the moment, but back and forth seasons between these two clubs and then nail-biter grand finals are all part of the MO of both of these sides. So expect it to be another amazing year of lacrosse from Footscray and Newport ladies. Ball now with Naomi Lane. She has Whitney Jennings guarding her closely. Jennings knocks that one loose. Ball rolls forward from Lane. Both sides looking after it now, trying to get that ground ball. Couldn't get it to go. Flicked forward to Rachel Kirschheimer, who got to stick to it. Couldn't get a handle on it, though. Polnitz came up with it. Has it checked loose as she goes through traffic. Danelle Mollison now with it. I think the initial check was all right, but there's a bump there, and she's hit the deck. I think the push will be the call there, I think. And Danelle Mollison will get the ball there. Again, sides just getting used to how things look in terms of the self-start and the movement after the whistle. And we've got a yellow there. So, big save. Flag on the play, but the flag would have been cancelled by the shot, which was saved by Hussey. Big save there as Ebony Norman looks to get her second of the night. But Alicia Walker check to the head there. So again, even if it's incidental, which I didn't even see it happen. But again, even if it's an incidental check, well, as when that goes, it's still that yellow there. So bit frustrating if you're a defender and someone just comes along and headbutts your stick, or you try to check them or whatever. But it's one of those safety measures that are in the game with good reason. So pass there, made it through traffic, has been touched by a Newport stick is the call. It looks like, and it's going to be Footscray ball. Again, once it starts passing through sticks, it's hard to know who's it's hit from here. But Footscray ball there across the top to Latch. Latch looked to step down there, couldn't get it to go. Jane White missed the initial ground ball attempt there as Mollison came through, but the ball is picked up by Sasha Polnitz, who is off to the races. She's got Latch guarding her. Great speed there by Latch to get in front as the double team comes. Payton with the ball now. Payton moves it ahead to White. That's Jane White, 47. She sends it down the line for Elise Hussey, who holds the ball as Newport settle things down now. Ball up, Marley Payton with it now. Up and over, bounce pass to someone. Whitney Jennings comes up with it though, whether she was meant to be the someone or not. Can't get a handle on it though and runs that one out of bounds. And it's going to be Footscray ball now. Naomi Lane, high pass over the top to Sarah Mollison. She sends it in looking for Stacey Wright. She can't get a handle on it, but Georgia Latch can. She holds the ball, 34 with it now. She's got Rachel Kirschheimer guarding her. Sends it inside for Jessie Carolyn Vandenberg. Nice handle under pressure. Redirects the ball back out to Latch, who sends it behind. Theo Quast with the ball up top. She was looking dangerous early on. Great through traffic there. Manages to keep a handle on it. Sends it up to Sarah Smith. Sarah Smith takes it. Shot stick checked though, and that one goes high of the mark. Footscray back up there, and just trying to see who it is with the ball. It's Quast starting with the ball there. Sorry, she was just behind the goal. I couldn't get a side on that one. Quast with it, sends it to Mollison. Mollison guarded by Elise Hussey. Quast with it again. Now it's Jane White guarding her. Slide comes from Sasha Polnitz. Low shot, bounces up. Big body save by Hussey. Yeah, both of these goalies just doing a good job tonight in terms of their positioning in goal. We've seen a number of shots that have been saved just with body saves, where the shot has been good, beaten the stick, but then just the body has been there for the goalies. So as we come to three-quarter time, we will take a break, and we'll be back for the fourth quarter here at Footscray Lacrosse Club, where Newport ladies lead 11-6 over Footscray. And we're back here with the fourth quarter between Newport Ladies Lacrosse Club and Footscray Lacrosse Club in a rematch of the 2019 Grand Final, which Footscray won. Tonight, though, Newport have been looking the goods as they lead 6-11. Again, plenty of time left to play, but the deeper Newport bench and just some veteran players who have come back into their ranks have proved the difference so far. As again, you know, a lot of talent for Footscray overseas at the moment, and it just makes it hard when, you know, they've got that depth that they could have is unfortunately having well, not unfortunately, but is having success over in the States in the college system. So tough on the night though, obviously, as Rachel Kirschheimer guards Sarah Smith after Footscray possess at the first centre draw. Georgia Latch with the ball now. Shani Brady switches onto her. Great roll dodge there from Latch to keep her hands free. She finds Norman across the top. Stacey Morlang watching her. Brady comes in just a show there. Check there as Morlang disrupts the ball out of Norman's stick. Shani Brady comes up with the ball there. Hands ahead to Taylor Cometto. Cometto powering down the line there. She's got players coming in though as Quas arrives. Hands off to Hayley Stefanos, and Newport will control. Behind to Elise Hussey. She's got Sarah Mollison guarding her. Up now to Stacey Morlang. And Marley Payton, who has been dynamite for Newport, hands back to Stacey Morlang again. Stefanos with the ball behind now. Had Cometto on the crease, right, just enough of a presence there, though, to dissuade that one. Turning the corner, though, we've got a low-angle shot. Not sure what the call was there, but there was a whistle before the shot. So as Stefanos' shot went wide of the mark, just clipping that outside post, whistle went, and ball is back with them. Another shot there, low angle, misses that one. McGibbon forcing it wide of the mark, backed up, though, by Taylor Cometto. And Newport will maintain possession here. Cometto brings the ball back into play, and Elise Hussey with it now. Up to Lindsay Payton. To younger sister Marley. She's guarded by Sarah Mollison. Drive down the lane now by the lefty. Gets it to Stefanos behind. Stefanos to Payton, who turns the corner up to sister Lindsay. Couldn't get that one to go. Shot high of the mark. And backed up there by Stacey Wright from Footscray. Right with it, double team comes, rolls out of trouble there, sends it to Theo Quass, pass just off the mark, but Quass and Smith chasing for the ball there, bump off the ball by Elise Hussey. Quass to Smith, and Footscray looking to clear now as Taylor Cometto chases upfield. All right, we've got timeout called by Footscray there. Megan Mollison wanting to bring the troops in to have a talk on their side of the pitch. Quiet start from both sides. The fourth quarter, a bit of a slowdown in pace compared to the third, which was fast and furious in both directions, while unfortunately Footscray just had a bit of trouble finding the back of the net with some big saves from Bree Hussey. Newport had their way on the scoring end of things, but again, it's been a great back and forth contest between these two sides, between the lines. Lachlan, you've been working the camera. How are you finding it? What are your thoughts of this game while you've been busy doing other things?
It's been a fantastic match, Tim. I just thought I'd jump on quickly in case I don't get the chance, since I'm now running the camera. Thanks to everyone that's tuned in for watching. We've had a couple of hiccups, but I think we've done pretty well overall. And thanks to everyone that's come down to Angliss Reserve. It's been fantastic to see. I just wanted to mention as well that it's a pretty special night. Obviously, being the first matches since the passing of the great Sue Stefanos, and everyone at Footscray really felt for the Stefanos family and the whole lacrosse community, I guess. So. It's just great to see Hayley playing so well out there and doing her mum proud. So I'll jump back on the camera now, but I just wanted to tune in with that, Tim. So
easy, and it's I think it's felt universally. Obviously, Sue's son-in-law plays for the Footscray men's side as well, so there's that club connection for the gentleman in green, or all the people in green, I guess actually. But just a big presence in the game. That's been lost there as Jessie Carolyn Vandenberg does a great job maintaining possession there as Lindsay Payton comes out to press. Ball behind now with Sarah Mollison. She's got Stacey Morlang guarding her. Call against Morlang on that one, and Mollison will get the ball back. Shot there wide of the mark, and backed up by Footscray. Not sure what the confusion there was after that first whistle, but we're back in play now. Footscray in possession. Sarah Mollison has the ball up top. She's watched by Stacey Morlang. Sends it down to Ebony Norman. behind now. Jessie Carolyn Vandenberg up to Sarah Mollison, into Sarah Smith. Ball hits the deck and Brie Hussey will come up with it. She's got Danelle Mollison watching the crease there. Gets it up to Marley Payton with a nice clearing pass there. Payton went to fake the pass, almost lost the ball, but managed to regain there. Payton with the ball has Esther Lavelle coming to guard her. Inside for Stacey Morlang now. Morlang thought about the pass up top, couldn't get it to go. Looked for Hayley Stefanos there, pass was off the mark, but Kirshheimer comes up with the ball. Cometto now onto Elise Hussey. Hussey gets by one, gets past a second and shoots by the third and fourth to get that goal there. And a nice little finish there. Taylor Cometto did a great job just drawing some attention there, freeing up the ready and waiting Elise Hussey as she drove down to goal on that one. And another finish there. First goal of the fourth quarter. 6-12 is the score. Newport lead. Kirshheimer and Mollison in the centre draw now. Ball played high, taken by Marley Payton on that one. Dodges by Theo Quast there, great speed from Payton. Looks to feed Cometto, just a bit of a miscommunication there. Cometto's heading top side as Payton fed the ball low. Pass there from Kirshheimer, finds Payton behind. She's got Wright watching her. Payton carries back behind now. Stefanos with the ball at X now. Looks to drive the corner, gets above goal line extended. Double team comes, gets by that. Off the pipe and in. Big shot there from Stefanos. Almost thought it ricocheted back out, but off that far post, that one skates across the back of the net and Newport go up another. Back for the centre now, and it's Kirshheimer and Latch. Newport leading 13-6 here in the fourth quarter at Footscray Lacrosse Club, Angliss Reserve. And Footscray hosting the double header to open the State League competition for 2021. It's been over a year since the last games from either side of the competition in Lacrosse Victoria. But very exciting to see that we're back, and what a way to start it off. Jane White comes up with a ground ball there. Nice work from her. Whitney Jennings backing away from that one. Couldn't get the handle on that, and Theo Quast comes up with it. She's off to the races. Chased hard. If you look at the catch-up there, Rachel Kirshheimer just storming down the field there, able to chase her down. The other's able to keep pace with Quast, but Kirshheimer just closing that gap. Jessie Carolyn Vandenberg, great move across the front there and gets that pass to Danelle Mollison across crease. Great finish there by Nelly. Great little handle there from Footscray as Quast got the clear there for the ladies in green. And then again, Norman, just that drive across the front. Probably tempted to have a shot, decided against it, didn't have the look she wanted. Eyes up though, found Danelle Mollison, and Mollison was able to find the back of the net as she came back the other way. A little righty-lefty combo from the Footscray pair, and it worked wonders for them. Latch and Kirshheimer back to the centre now. 7-13 the score. Ball played high, taken down by Latch. Lindsay Payton got a stick to it. Latch went to play after it again. Got that one. Kirshheimer got the second check, and then Latch back in possession there. And Footscray with the ball there. Nice work by Georgia Latch to keep the ball and keep chasing after it there to draw that one. Footscray with the ball. Sarah Smith in possession now. Great face dodge there by Jane White and a big save by Bree Hussey. Ball rolled into the crease there and Hussey comes up with it. Elise Hussey with the ball now. She's guarded by Esther Lavelle. Big run there by the attacker to get all the way upfield for the clear. Pass for Morlang. Little low, but taken and picked up. Morlang on the run now. Drives down the lane, looking topside as she goes behind. Cutting through with Shaylee Stringer. Couldn't get the room, though. Great save there by McGibbon as Morlang rolls inside for it. Page now looking to clear.